Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Jared. I host a daily live podcast on YouTube and TikTok, co-streamed, huh? Yeah, where we discuss news and politics. I'm a socialist. And hey, that just means I want everyone to have universal health care, education, income, and housing. And I happen to believe that the government's job is to take your tax money and help you, yes, you, the American citizen, become proficient in a job that you will perform, right? Like, I think your tax money should help you, right? It's like universal education. Like, you shouldn't have to pay money to become a proficient laborer. And I think the government should support you in that endeavor whenever you do decide to open your own business. That's like what socialism really is like social ownership of businesses. Yeah, let's use modern terms. Okay. And I want to make this video today. I watched this video from George Conway and I got a couple comments about how in the fuck does Donald Trump know that Ukraine and Mexico have rare minerals, right? When have you ever heard Donald Trump talk about that shit? Elon Musk has his hand so far up Donald Trump's ass. I'd be surprised if Elon's not putting the makeup on Donald anyway, like out his mouth and around. Anyway, that's why it's so bad. Anyway, so I wanted to make that point first. Like, Donald Trump's sitting here saying Ukraine can pay us $500 million in rare minerals for continued support. First of all, fuck you, Donald. Second, when has he ever said that before? Never. So now for him to say it, that means he is lying to you when he tells you he doesn't talk to Elon Musk. Oh, he talks to him all the time. Elon tells him exactly what to do. Tell me I'm wrong, right? And then I watched this video from George Conway. And if for those of you who don't know who George Conway is, he won a Supreme Court case in 2010. And he was talking about how people like me expect law enforcement and the Department of Justice to ultimately act. And he pointed out, like, he actually believes that the courts will do right. They'll do the right thing. They're duty bound. They have lifetime appointments. You fuck up one court case and it'll sully your whole career, right? And he said, like, I actually think that all these judges are going to do the right thing. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. But he is wary of law enforcement and the Department of Justice and Leary and what they would do since they work for Donald Trump. And that he said he fears that the DOJ is scared, just like the Republicans and Democrats are fucking scared of Donald Trump, of Elon Musk, of Russian influence, of Israeli influence. So here's what happens when your entire government has sold out to foreign countries, especially countries that don't have American best interests, right? Russia and Israel. Shit, Israel committing a fucking genocide, and Russia obviously has bounties on American soldiers. For the record, during the Afghanistan war, Russia paid up to $250,000 per mission to the people fighting against Americans, fighting against my fellow brothers and sisters. And I want to point out that means, so if, and again, it's not that George Conway is like the end all be all, so people don't start packing your shit yet. But for him to say, I'm concerned that the Department of Justice and everybody that works for the Department of Justice will act out against, like, arrest Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and all them because they're scared. And this is a thing that's starting to bother me. You gotta go? I fought my whole life. And I'm not talking about in a ring. I'm not talking about one-on-one. My entire fucking life, I have been in a fight against people that don't look like me, don't agree with me. My entire life, I have been in a fight with people that don't agree with me. Nobody's fighting me now. When I tell you, I don't think that I can vote for people that are scared. And I've been fighting my whole life, and I'm not scared. I think we need a new political party in the United States, and we need it yesterday. I'm founding the American Socialist Party. Super progressive. Union and small business ownership are like huge missions. And then universal healthcare, education, income, and housing. There are only 535 seats up for grabs in the U.S. government. Maybe it's 565. I just did my math wrong. And that's all the way up to president. And you mean to tell me that DSA's got like a 70% win an election rate as a, they're a fundraiser. They're not a political party, but they win like 70% of their elections. I'm not scared, and I know a whole bunch of you are not fucking scared. I ain't never scared of nothing. I don't care what comes down the pipe. I'm a homeowner and a fucking Marine Corps infantry veteran. Come on my land and let's fix that problem. That's how I feel when somebody threatens me or some shit. And I'm like, really? Come on my property. See about how long that lasts. The fuck are we talking about? The hard reality is this. If you're scared, go to church and get the fuck out of politics, because people are going to DIE. It's going to take mass protest and people are going to DIE. And so I'm changing my tune. I wasn't going to go to the protest on Monday because I have to work. I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to scout ahead. So I'll be down there live, right? Monday morning, hosting my show before the actual protest. I'm going to find a place that'll let me do it. Hey, I got a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. I want to be downtown the morning of this protest so I can scout ahead and so I can point people where to go and shit. I don't know the details for Indiana. I'll find them out. But we got to rise up. It can't just be a day here, a day there. I'm changing my fucking tune. As long as protests are organized, meaning we have a meeting place and a time to meet up. Good to go? And eventually what will happen is a bunch of things will get thrown behind it. Again, I've not said this is the death of the Democratic Party. But from my research and from a lot of articles I've read, the Republican Party is 100% collapsing. Did you hear me? The Republican Party is 100% collapsing. If you think the Democrats are just going to give us socialism because the Republican Party collapses on itself, you're fucking crazy. There are a bunch of people that work for the Democrats that are lining their fucking pockets too. We need to get people out of politics that want to make money for themselves while they're in politics. We need to ban stock trading and definitely try people for fucking insider trading while you're an elected official. There's a bunch of them that do it. In fact, the only two elected officials that do not stock trade are AOC and Tim Walz. Okay? So, I want you to think about that as we move forward. I had said I'm not going to be at a protest. I have to work. And now I'm saying, hey, protests are like wildly important. And I'll be there. I'll be there to scout ahead. And I'm probably host my show downtown Indy on Monday. And so this is me putting out the feeler. I need a business on the circle to say, Jared, we got a chair for you next to an outlet. It'll probably just be TikTok. But yeah, I want to put the word out. Hey man, like I said, it's not putting a bunch of faith in George Conway. It's George Conway saying like, hey, I'm concerned about how the DOJ will act when the charges come. And if I told you I catch a fucking inkling and it's on, and I got an inkling there where I was like, mass protest is the play. That's what he said too. You're gonna have to march in the streets. So before it becomes popular, it has to become purposeful. And so now we have a fucking purpose. We want the goddamn DOJ to do their fucking job and people to stop being fucking scared. If you're scared, go to church. But if they'll get out there and protest with you, you know they're not scared anymore. We know what's coming.